Ever see this at home? Today let's talk about the abusive mother who hides behind her smile. So in my private practice, Brad, my mother was not that bad. She was always smiling, always happy. Everybody would comment on her beautiful smile, her gracious personality. Yeah, she would beat me once a month or so. Yeah, she did verbally abuse me a bit, but it came from love. And so we have to look past this if we're going to look at the emotional wounds we have from our childhood, especially a mother wound, and how things done under the guise of love, especially from a smiling, happy-go-lucky, gracious personality-to mother, can actually be worse than being able to point to an obviously abusive mother where at least we know what's going on. It's a deeper form of manipulation and being gaslit when the very person who's abusing us is doing it as though everything's okay. I love you. I'm actually happy while I do this to you. Can you see how that would mess with a kid's mind? Big time. Because not only is a child now having to deal with this abuse as they grow up into their adult life and realize they have intimacy issues, trust issues, they don't know who they really are. Their identity was thwarted because of the toxicity of being raised by a mother like this. But also now this has been normalized, so they're thinking people in their life now that they're an adult who treats them poorly, but as long as they're nice, as long as they're smiling, I guess it's okay. So we all love a big smile, right? But it can either be a connection for something warm and authentic, or it's something being used as a mask to conceal what's really going on with somebody. In this case, we're talking about our mother. So a child is learning that it's okay to hide who we really are as long as we do it behind a smile. And they're getting the message that of course we don't reveal our real struggles or our problems in life. Of course we have to push those away and act like they don't exist, which is the complete opposite of what actually is healthy. The child is also seeing how the parent is treating others in her life. Even for something as minor as, no, I can't come to your party. She needs to put on like that. No, that's the day I'm working overtime, when in reality the child knows her schedule is free, but she's not able to just share this in an authentic way, even to turn down an invitation. Phoniness, 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 and the child starts to see through it more and more and more. Behind the phony smile, of course, are some deep-seated repressed feelings that the mother has never dealt with in her life. Some deep-seated anxiety, some deep-seated internal hatred, self-loathing, mood swings that she doesn't know what to do with, not grieving her own childhood trauma, a romantic relationship we've never healed from, married her husband, the kid's father, on the rebound, and is angry about that within herself. If we just try to mask everything with a smile, it's really not going to work in terms of benefiting the children in any way, and of course helping somebody look inward with their own emotional pain and then healing it by looking inward. So this is nothing more than a defense mechanism that takes on a life of its own, and over time it can turn into what's referred to as a smiling depression. Someone is so out of touch with their feelings, very clinically depressed, but they don't know they're depressed because all they know is they have to get through the day and put on their smile. This type of mother is so used to denying and repressing her own feelings, they don't even want to acknowledge in any way they're feeling depressed. And to show these feelings to anybody, God forbid, would mean that I'm being perceived as being weak. Most people can see through phony smiles, and after a while, somebody who's always in the eternal good mood means there's something more going on. So they already know, generally speaking, that the mother is going through something. There's something off balance here, which of course only causes the cycle to continue on and on and on. So people who hide behind an ongoing smile are feeling hopeless on some level. And the irony is that in pretending to always be smiling and upbeat is the way we most avoid any chance of feeling some real joy in our life. The first way to get to some joy here with a mother like I'm describing, for example, is allowing ourselves to feel our anger, feel our sadness, deal with deep hurt or deep resentment that's inside of us, and then by acknowledging it, sharing it, that's how it begins to dissipate, which then allows us to feel real joy in our life, because you've created a space for joy to come in the first place. We have to release these toxic negative feelings for joy to begin to enter. And also for people in general who hide behind some sort of ongoing smile or mask, there's a higher chance of suicidal thoughts entering the picture because they feel so hopeless inside, which is really sad, right? We have to have a lot of empathy for mothers who feel they need to hide their true authentic self like this. And while some mothers may not function well in their home by wearing this fake smile, meaning they're not able to handle life to some degree, don't think that that's always the case by any means. Many mothers who hide behind a smile, a facade, wear a mask, are excellent multitaskers, handling everything, juggling a career, raising children, smoothing things over, big people pleasers sometimes, of course, at their own expense. They have a strong sense of victim mentality, but likely are not able to see that or name it. They're likely thinking they're not a victim at all. I'm not showing weakness, when in reality, it's a sign of victim mentality to believe we need to hide our feelings, everything authentic about us. I was raised this way, so I guess it's just my lot in life. I'm just going to carry this into adulthood. That's victim mentality. We have to overcome that as adults. And for children who are abused by a mother like this, and many are, they're thinking that they really can't be abusing me, but indeed the mother is. The child is having denial role modeled for them as they grow up, so now it's easy for them to stay in denial too. My mother wasn't so bad. I felt abandoned and neglected, and I was scapegoated and beat up from time to time, and on and on. But yeah, you know, it's okay. She was doing the best she could. So then what happens with that is the child now is likely going to take on the role. It's that part of the reason my mom is unhappy in her life, because I can see she's not really happy even though she puts on her fake smile. And the child's like, oh, I had no idea what was going on, but certainly it must be my fault. So it's easy for the child wanting to incorporate that into who they are. I must have caused it. I'm a bad son or I'm a bad daughter. And then they carry that burden because it's very easy for a child to internalize what's going on in the family into thinking that they did something wrong, and that's not fair. So I've covered a lot here. There's a lot going on behind a fake smile. We all may do it from time to time to just be polite, but that's very different from consistently, persistently doing it in one's life to, on an ongoing basis, cover up who we really are and not deal with any authentic feelings. Love to hear any comments you may have about this. Please feel free to leave them below. Please subscribe to my mental health YouTube channel if you like these kind of videos. And until next week, this is Brad Shore signing off from Ask a Shrink.